I talked about plant medicines being scary because it's the unknown, and that's why people are scared sometimes. But that's not the only reason. There are many reasons, but one of the big ones is that this is when people get to face themselves fully. And quite often people have two versions of themselves existing. The person who they think they are and the person who they actually are. This is really well explained in a scene from the movie Never-Ending Story back from the 80s, where the hero of the movie faces three gates or three tests, and he's asking what the tests are, and one of the tests is called the magic mirror. That doesn't sound so bad, he says, but the little gnome creature has different ideas. He's like, oh no, that's the hardest one, because that drives men mad. Brave men find out they're really cowards. Honest men find out that they're really liars. That's what can drive someone to madness, because the mind's job is to protect us from the darker parts of ourselves, to explain away, to justify. But ayahuasca and other plant medicines, they're a sacred mirror. They hold that mirror up to us and say, this is who you really are. Not in a aggressive way, not in a harmful way, but in a, this is it, this is who you are, this is what you've done kind of way. Sometimes that can be a lot of guilt, a lot of shame to handle in one moment. Something that we've been avoiding and running from all our lives, all of a sudden coming to the surface. And so that adds to the fear around working with these plants. A lot of the times when people have a bad trip, it's because they're spending all their time with the plant, running away from these truths, running away from this reality that's being pushed to the surface and fighting with it. But you don't have to fight with it, you can surrender to it. It's not easy, and that's why the cliches of surrender, trust all come in. And that's why setting is so important. Where you do this work is so important, because the more you trust where you're doing it, the more you trust the plants that you're doing it with, the more you trust the beings that are holding the space for you, the more you're going to be able to surrender, and the more safe it's going to feel to go into those spaces and to face those parts of yourself. We're all human, we've all done things. We all carry these parts of ourselves. But that's integration, bringing who you think you are and who you actually are as close together as you possibly can.